I'm talking about.
What's up?
Anybody go up and listen?
Is that audio? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got me?
Hold on 1 second.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got you. All right.
You're over there living like an athlete. Wide receiver, Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if that's the case, yeah. Yes, sir.
You might have to carry this. I said we might have to carry this. Everybody's at the locker room.
Aim in this role. Loudest.
What's up, Kenzie? What's up?
How are you guys?
There? Are you coming in now? Yeah. You need to use that. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm not writing. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately. Usually they hit the line from the locker room first. We'll see. On the way now?
I'm gonna tour it. I'm gonna do like use your thoughts.
I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down.
Don't mess with me. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Leave me alone.
Great America. Great America.
I'm right here.
That's no. You messed it up. But Matt. targets. One king. But Captain, I just one king this week. Your king. Get the famous Scottish accent. Very great. Oh.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm watching this thing today.
Are those different pages?
Yeah, it's so funny.
They're different, right?
Um,
Damn, you got some.
She lives there.
yeah, I don't know.
Thank you, Sid.
I know.
I got a few more.
Did you guys all get a mic check? You guys good?
Can you do it one more time?
Test, 1, 2.
Sing for us.
I wish I had a joke.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. Hard-hitting answers here. Up to you if you want to pressure each other because we can kind of feel out. That's what God. Well, then Darius told me that we're going to do this and we're on the field. I was like, Darius, thank you for telling me what we're doing. I appreciate
Taking charge.
Oh. Who told you? Somebody or- Oh. It wasn't for the last year.
Yeah. Well, they're moving now. No, I'm tired. Looking forward to Labor Day weekend. We actually have it off. second time. I can't remember it all. It was not for much. 2 straight years after Labor Day. I think a lot of it has to do with the NFL. 3 cuts, excuse me, 3 preseason games. Fourth one always was just before Labor Day weekend. And that's when all the cuts were. Looking out for us. Yeah, it's all about us. Right.
Irving,
Yo,
you're gonna play in the media flag football game for that?
you're not having a meeting like
If I can convince Brad to have a full
it ain't happening. I'll tell you that right now. He's on his way. Get with the Saints because we have to get everyone to sign waivers.
All right. As far as the injuries go, really Fenton was the only one. His groin tightened up on him. It doesn't look like it's a pull, but definitely tightened up on him. So we got him out of there. Other than that, everybody that started finished, and it was good to get a win there against a good opponent. So that defensively, they're very solid, and offensively, they're solid. So it's good for the ones to get in and mix it up with somebody of that caliber. Worked out okay. But anyways, with that, time's yours.
Coach, you talked about the speed of your defense over the past 2 games, and they took shutouts against the starting units of the last 2 offenses. What stands out to you the most about how fast you are now on defense?
Yeah, the guys they are playing fast, and we were short a couple guys in there too, so we had some younger guys in. They got some good experience in there. So, but I like what I'm seeing. We've got to keep getting better. Right? This is preseason, so we've got to keep building on this. But I do like the speed. Brett made it a priority to go get some guys that could run, and that's what you're seeing. So a little bit more speed there.
I know you're not going to show much in preseason on offense, but 3 drives for the first team, 3 touchdown drives, long drives. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good to get those. There's some things we can learn from them that we could do better, but I thought the execution was pretty good there. Yeah.
And is Fortson going to be? I don't want to put too much into it, but he looked like he was having to go to in those goal-line situations.
Yeah, the first one for sure. The second one, Pat was moving around and found him. But Jody, it's good to have Jody back. Jody's a good football player who had a tough injury against this team last year, actually. So it's good for him to get out there and do well.
She worked really hard to get back earlier. He did.
Yeah.
How big is that for him mentally?
Yeah, well, you saw it. I mean, he coming off his injury, he was in here every day, bust his tail to get himself back and in good health, and rehabbing with our trainers and fighting to get back on the field. And listen, it's always good for that story to come out the way it did today. So.
What about George Carlo? Another sack for him. What do you like about his performance?
Yeah, George is 100 miles an hour all the time, and I appreciate that, the effort. He'll keep getting better with technique, and after he gets a feel on how these offensive linemen play him. But he's a talented kid, smart, wants to be good. So I like the celebration dance.
Andy, just wondered if you could assess last year, this time your offensive line was getting to know each other for the first time and getting to feel some passion. How much different do you feel like they are now just because they had that base of the whole season?
Yeah, they know each other better. That's a good defensive front right there too. They're missing a guy, but that's a talented defensive front. So I thought it'd be a good measuring stick for us at this time of the year, and I thought they handled themselves well. We can do a little bit better in the run game part of it, but pass game part I thought was pretty efficient.
Last one.
Andy, I'm sorry I spoke to this before, but I wonder if seeing Patrick being able to have some scramble drills and improv with some of the new guys, what does that say about the cohesion they've already built and what you might expect out of them going forward?
Yeah, well, they're getting an idea of how he plays. If something's not there, how he's moving. We have these scramble rules that we spent a bunch of time on, and you go over them and go back and look at the execution of those all the way around. But guys got open for him, so when he was moving.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Patrick, can you just talk through a couple plays specifically? The second touchdown pass to Jody, you're running left, it looked like a pretty tight window.
Yeah.
Just focus on that, fix that, and I got one other for you.
Yeah, it was obviously a kind of a crossing route type play. They actually played it really well. But I think you've seen with Jody is when he's one-on-one and he has a guy behind him, you can kind of give him that chance. And I've kind of built that trust with him now. And I think you saw it 2 times today where he wasn't necessarily open. But we have a big guy that can catch the ball, make those physical, tough catches. You give him a chance, and he makes me look good.
And the other play I was thinking of was the 3rd and 6. You're going against the grain, back to Justin. Just go through how that play evolved and what it says about your trust in Justin.
Yeah, it's it comes with the reps, man. Luckily enough for us, Spags has a lot of different blitzes, and sometimes there's guys open, and I have to kind of trust those guys to be in the spots kind of quicker than normal. And so we've kind of done that over the training camp, and they gave me the old fire zone blitz where they dropped the big guys and brought the little guys, which you don't see a lot in the preseason. So it got me, and I was able to throw it to a spot, and Watson did a great job of getting to that spot on time and making a big time catch. And I think the next step is you got to get out of that tackle and get in the end zone. No, I mean, the offensive line played tremendous today. That's the first thing I talked about when I came to the sideline after that second drive is those guys, they blocked. That's a really good defensive line. And they blocked and gave me a ton of time. And, I mean, even there was times where I was scrambling. I would only scramble because there wasn't stuff open downfield. I mean, the pockets were amazing. I was patting it 2-3 times. And, I mean, if they block like that, we're going to be a hard offense to stop because, I mean, when you have that much time in the pocket, usually good things happen.
How much do you feel like it helps you? I mean, those guys were getting to know each other last year this time. How much do you feel like just the base that they had last year is helping for this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just those guys have played a lot of football together now. They're going to keep building more and more chemistry, and there's a lot of talent. And you see those guys got confidence that were young last year. And then when you add it on to guys like Orlando and Joe Tooney and Wiley, who's played a lot of football games and big moments for us, we have a good offensive line that's really out there, and they've kind of all gelling together and doing a great job of passing off different games and stuff like that. And so it's nice when you're a quarterback and you have a really, really, really good offensive line, and hopefully that's kind of the focal point of our team this year.
After 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and you had 6 different receivers on one of the drives. You had 7 last week. Just the multiplicity of this offense and how you've been able to find everybody and get open. How do you feel this offense progressed from game 1 to game 2 and going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it. I mean, we had a couple guys down today, and other guys stepped up and made plays. And so to see guys like Watson, I thought Sky, even though he didn't connect in that one deep route, he ran a good route on that one. And then obviously with Marquez, Juju, and McColl making plays out there, it's going to be a very diverse group in that receiving room that all guys can kind of make an impact on the game. And then, I mean, with the tight ends, I think y'all see the tight ends are going to be special. I mean, obviously Travis, but then having Jody and Noah. We can kind of throw those guys in interchangeably. Then we'll get Blake back and have him as well. So, I mean, we can kind of interchange those guys here, and they can all just make plays happen. So, it's going to make our offense we're going to be different, but I think we'll still be able to go out there and have a ton of success.
Patrick, I'm also surprised that you seem to be kind of in harmony with so many of these new guys so quickly. I mean, it seems like you really know what to expect, and they know what to expect from you pretty fast.
Yeah, I think it comes with, I mean, off season. I mean, obviously being down there, throwing with me, learning from me there, and then going into the training camp and OTAs. We've gotten a lot of reps together now, and I think very smart guys. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, guys that understand, don't make the same mistake twice. The thing with Watson down the middle, I think earlier in camp, because he has the option to kind of run a basic too, and in cut it across the middle or take the middle. And during training camp, he ran that in cut, and I threw it to that spot, and he learned from it. So in the game now, he's there. And so it's just stuff like that. I mean, when those guys are learning on the fly like that, and not making the same mistakes, I can trust those guys to be in the right spots, and they make the plays happen.
I don't think I asked that question quite right before about, I was trying to ask about 3rd and 6 on Justin. You know, that one where you threw back.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. It was funny. We work scramble drills and stuff like that, and we talk about it and we go through the mechanics of it, and you kind of have to get to certain spots. And I think Watson, he said usually when you scramble, you're supposed to go with the quarterback, but I'm realizing with you sometimes you're supposed to go away from it. So we've kind of learned. He's kind of learned me a little bit in that sense, and we work those drills for those moments.
Patrick, Joey was kind of emerging last year when he got hurt. What was that like, his rehab? I mean, was he right back into it? Did it take him some time to?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a guy like that coming off an injury like that, it's going to take some time. But I think the biggest thing that I saw, even last year, was he was in there every single day. It wasn't like he kind of went off and did his own thing and did rehab, because, I mean, you can do that and stuff, but he was in the facility every single day working. And that's the type of guy that he is he was on the practice squad for 2 years. He came from a small school, but he's been every single day he's been here. He's worked hard, and he's done whatever he can to get himself better. And I think it's paying off for him now, and hopefully he can carry it on into the rest of this season and the rest of his career.
Can he be a big target for you in the red zone? I know this is just preseason, but can he be something that the other team has to look out for?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I mean, he was already emerging like that last year a little bit in a sense before we got hurt. We were giving him more and more plays down there, and I think you see it even today. I think it's just another weapon down there that we can use. I mean, we have so many options with all the screens and the plays of Kels and the shovel passes and all that different type of stuff. But whenever you have a guy that's just one-on-one can make a catch like he did today, because I mean that's a very good DB that's in perfect position. But when you have a guy that big that can kind of still high point the ball and make those catches, it kind of gives you another option. I think will open up other stuff for us.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, running out of that tunnel, it was chills. I mean, now all I can think about is that first Thursday night game against the Chargers and just how electric that stadium's going to be. So I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun out there.
First team defense, 2 shutouts.
Mm-hmm.
So far this preseason. How's the defense gelling?
Yeah, I definitely think we're coming together, especially now that training camp's over and, those long days of grueling practices are kind of out of the way. We can kind of come together now and start watching film together, start coming together as a group and kind of learn the lingo and communicate so that when the first game comes, it's like we're already rolling. So that's a big point of emphasis for us right now.
You say, it is still a learning process for y'all, especially the younger players.
Yeah.
Spagnuolo's scheme is pretty complex.
Yeah.
When do you think you're going to reach the point where you can just cut loose?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like we're starting to get there right now. I feel like we did a good job at just the installs, and I mean, especially for the rookie class, we really stuck together and continue to quiz each other and figure out this playbook so that we can go out there and play fast. Because at the end of the day, once the game comes on, I mean, there should be no more thinking. So I feel like we've come a long way since OTAs and learning the playbook.
Thanks, Trev. Yeah, it's supposed to be 4. Allegedly. 14 coming up now.
Yeah.
And then he's the last one?
I think he was.
Are you right? Are you right?
No, I'm not.
No, it's gonna run. Yeah.
On them too. I mean,
What the heck was that?
I got, like, I don't know what your chocolate is. Neil's not chocolate, mine is accidentally on those.
Ah. I don't know what mine is.
You don't know it yet.
Yeah, I don't have one.
But along the line, you have that.
Dang it, Zach. Come on up, Zach. Come on up, take the podium.
I don't want to get fired.
Zach, Zach, I'm gonna stay here.
Locker room full already? There's only one person in there? Of course they do.
Thanks, Zach.
This is all we can go.
You came in the front door.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man.
No,
Hi, everybody.
Only 2 touchdowns today, obviously, and all, but how's it feel to get back in the groove of things, especially after the injury that you suffered last year?
It's just a blessing, man. I'm just honored to be here. I'm so glad that, the support system and the team and the athletic trainers and the coaches that I've had here, that I still have here, that just were in my corner and never let me really get too down on myself. It just feels awesome to get back out here, especially in front of Arrowhead, in front of the best fans out here and score.
Talk about the journey, though. I mean, obviously, when you suffered that injury, talk about, obviously, the rehab and the road that it took for you to get back to what you're talking about.
I can't hear, I'm sorry.
I was asking you to talk about the journey that you took, obviously, from the injury that you suffered to get back to where you are right now.
I mean, simple and plain, I just kept working. I just stayed down and I just kept working as if I was going to play the following Sunday because I know this is what I want to do. I want to be the best I can be. So I just kept working, and I'm out here scoring 2 touchdowns.
Joey, while you were going through, said you weren't necessarily all that open on either touchdown. I wonder if you could just describe each of them. And it looked like it was a particularly tight window. Patrick fitted in on the second TV.
Well, Patrick is just, one of the greats. He just finds, I felt like he has the best accuracy in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, especially on that second one, I almost don't even know how he got it in there, but he did. And the first one, he just did a great job of putting the ball where only I can get it. I got the best quarterback in the league, so, yeah.
You talked about going through that journey while you were going through it, the process. How much did Patrick and Travis reach out to you? I know they were very hard on you.
All the time. If there's actually a picture when they were carting me off the field last year. Patrick and Kelsey, they were one of the first people to come up to me and be like, "Hold your head up, man. It gets greater later." And that's why if you look on my Instagram, I said it gets greater later. 88. Shout out to those are, man, 2 great leaders, man. I remember being in junior college, watching Kelsey score touchdowns, and then coming out of Valdosta State, watching Patrick Mahomes win the MVP. So to actually end up coming here and have them 2, be so high on me, and I just couldn't ask for a better story, man.
So if I'm not mistaken, your touchdowns came in a 12 personnel look and a 13 personnel look. How dangerous can this tight end group be when you're 100% healthy?
I'm gonna give all the credit to Coach Reed. You know, Coach Reed does a great job of just finding pieces and finding players and just making them exist. I just feel like whatever Coach Reed draws up is gonna work. It could be as dangerous as Coach Reed allows us to be, and I feel like he's gonna allow us to be.
After that last touchdown, it seemed like Patrick came over to you and was kind of trying to tell you, give you some kind of pointers on what to do again if that happens. What was he telling you?
I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Anyone else? Thanks, Jared.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you very much.
Hey, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.